Hi guys, this is Ranjit, and in this video we'll be doing the unboxing and have a first look at this iQOO Neo 7 Pro smartphone. And based on the specs of this one, this might be the value flagshipper for 2023. Let's find out if that's the case or not. And by the way guys, this is a review note that was sent to me by iQOO, and it actually comes in two variants, 8GB with 128GB of storage and 12GB with 256GB. So they have sent us the 12GB. Again, I don't know the exact pricing, so maybe if in the later part of the video I know that, I will talk about it. But from a specs point of view, if you just look at it, the specs are pretty good because they were hyping that this phone might be priced less than 35,000. And this is going to be having the Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1. We know that's a very good chip. A lot of smartphones are going to come out with that one, but I think that this might be again the most aggressively priced in that segment. So this is the device. Again, they've sent us this orange-ish color one. Let's take it out. And I like this back on this one. First impressions, the back is good. It is having that textured back, like a vegan leather kind of a thing. Has the iQOO logo, so looks actually pretty nice. Again, this one is also having an AMOLED screen. In fact, apart from the processor, that is the Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1, this one also has one additional processor for gamers, and that aids in gaming. In fact, for high FPS, 90 and 120 Hertz, motion control for gamers and stuff like that. Also has vapor chamber and all those things for cooling and all those things. So that's actually nice. And again, this is supposed to be 120 Hertz AMOLED screen that we are going to get. And again, if you look at the back, we have actually it's a triple camera setup, but let's see what do we get. So we do get this case. So it's nice whenever vendors actually bundle a case. So this is how it looks. If you apply the case, I'll just take it out for the time being. Just keep that to the side. Some paperwork and a massive power brick. And guys, this is actually a Type-C to Type-C cable that you're getting. And this is supposed to be a 120 watt fast charger that we are getting. And yes, it says 120 watts, if you can see that. And iQOO claims that this charger can actually charge this phone up to 50% in just 8 minutes. Yes, 8 minutes. So nice to see that they are bundling this fast charger in the box. We don't have to buy it separately or something like that. So that's what it is. Again, let me give you a physical overview. And on the top, again, this looks like metallic casing outside, and we looks like we have a IR blaster. So that's actually an interesting thing. I didn't expect that. We have a volume rocker. Again, the tactile feel is good, and we have the volume. This is the power on off button, and bottom again speakers. Again, this is supposed to have the stereo speakers, your Type-C port, dual nano SIMs. This is supposed to be IP52 rated, and this end nothing. Back, if you move again, we have the triple camera setup. The main camera is a 50 megapixel, and this time iQOO was telling that the camera quality is good on this one. So in the later part of the video, we'll test the camera. So I'll show you camera samples. So we'll evaluate how's that 50 megapixel camera. Then we have an 8 megapixel ultra wide, and then we have the obligatory 2 megapixel camera. And the front facing is supposed to be a 16 megapixel on this one. Again, as I've told you, it's a 120 Hertz screen, AMOLED screen, but again, this is supposed to be a 10-bit screen, so it can produce over 1 billion colors. Let me actually just power this on, and I'll set it up and I'll use it for some time, and then I'll give you my overview. What do I feel about this phone, and is this going to be the next value flagship in India for 2023? So guys, this is actually the next day. So I have used this device for a day, and overall I have to say it's actually performed pretty well. But let's go over it. And the first thing is that, yes, again, as I've told you, it's a AMOLED screen, 6.78 inch screen, AMOLED screen, and we do have this in-display fingerprint scanner, which works very well, as you can see. So no issues. And again, as I've told you, this is actually 120 Hertz refresh rate. And if I go towards the settings, and if I go over to the display option, where did that go? I have actually set it to actually 120 Hertz, and I've forced it to 120 Hertz. By default, it is on Smart Switch, and on Smart Switch also it works very well, but let's just keep it on 120 Hertz. That's the maximum it supports, and it's very, very fluid if you notice within the UI. And regarding the operating system, it comes out of the box with Android 13, and I checked with iQOO team, and they have mentioned that this device will get the next 2 Android upgrades and next 3 years of security updates. So that's what it is. And so this is very smooth, I would say. And again, left if you go, we have the Google pane, as you expect. So closer to stock Android kind of a feel they are trying to give. If you notice, these are the quick toggles and all this thing. We do also have this monster mode, that's for gaming and all this things. I also ran some benchmarks, I'll show you that. But one thing I noticed is that these are some of the pre-installed apps on this device, as you can see. And I'm noticing that we do also have this hot apps and hot games on this one. But like other iQOO phones, we should be able to disable it. Let's see it. And if we go towards the home settings, let's just go down, and I think so it should refresh. And yes, those hot apps and hot games are actually removed now. So that's what it is. So this is what you are getting on this device. And again, as I've told you, because of the Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1, this is a genuinely very optimized processor. The performance is good. In fact, I ran some benchmarks. I ran Geekbench on this one, and if I go to album, I saved the screenshot. And if you look at it, we got a very healthy score, a single score of 1733, and for multi-core of 4481, which is actually a very good score. What does it mean? It means that this is a pretty fast processor phone. And another thing is that I like the fact that in both the 8 and 12 gigabytes variant, we are getting the LPDDR5 RAM, so that's actually very good. And the storage was also actually UFS 3.4. In fact, here are all the specs for your reference. And one thing I immediately noticed on this smartphone when I was installing all the apps, like heavy apps like games, etc., it downloaded it very quickly. So I was surprised with that. And again, it's connected to my Wi-Fi router, that is on this one. And let's do the speed test, because I'm actually getting way faster Wi-Fi speed, download speeds and upload speed on this device compared to many other smartphones. And we'll do the same test even on this iPhone 13 Pro, which I have. And let's see. Okay, Airtel, my ISP is Airtel broadband. So let's just test that and see what are the speeds that we get in real time, because I was getting very fast speeds. Again, as you can see, I'm getting almost 800, 890 on downloads, almost 900. This is one of the best speeds that I've seen on Wi-Fi. I have a 1 gigabit connection, and again, even on upload, these are super fast. That's the reason when I was downloading heavy files and stuff like that, I got very good feel. Now let's do the same test on this iPhone 13 Pro that I have, and let's just go that again. Let me show you. I'm on the same Wi-Fi network, again on the same Wi-Fi network, and if I go here, we'll use the same server, that's Airtel, and let's do this test. And this is my iPhone 13 Pro. In fact, these speeds what I was getting on Wi-Fi were actually way faster. Again, this is the iPhone, and if you see, iPhone is just might touch 600 megabit. Here we were able to touch 900 megabit. So what does this mean? This means that the network reception on this phone is tuned very well. The antennas and stuff are tuned well. I was also very surprised. We did this test just in real time to just show you. So the networking cable, the Wi-Fi connection on this one was fantastic on this smartphone, and the storage is good. Again, I'm not a big gamer. I did play Call of Duty. I saved some screenshots to give you an idea, and I was able to actually set it on the a max setting, and graphic quality very high, very smooth to operate. Again, I'm not a big heavy gamer. If you want to know about heavy gaming, watch some other channel, but I did Call of Duty at those settings for almost about 20-25 minutes, and it was a flawless experience. So again, for gaming also, this should be actually pretty good. Next thing is that, again, as I've told you already, this has stereo speakers. Let's just test that. Let's run some copyright free music and all those things. Okay, let's run this one, and let's just skip here. And as you can see, it's loud. This is the max. Let me block the bottom. It's coming from this, and I would say in terms of loudness, it's very good. I would say 60% of the volume comes from this, 40% from this, but again, nevertheless, actually pretty loud. So stereo speaker performance is also very good. on this one. And again, as I've told you, the RAM management was good in my initial testing. Again, as I've told you, I've just used it for a day or so, but overall I did not notice any lagginess or jankiness, though I've forced it to 120 hertz all the time. So that way the phone is handling stuff well. And during gaming, one thing I noticed is that even after that 20-25 minutes of gaming, the handset did not heat up a lot. So the cooling on this one is doing its job. So that way I would say, in terms of the performance, the overall performance of the phone was good. I didn't notice any issues, I would say, of jankiness or anything, or overheating or something like that. And the networking performance also, as you saw, is spectacular on this. They have done a very good job. The antenna placement and all those things, they have done a very good job. Let's also talk about the camera. As I've told you, the main camera is that 50 megapixel, then we have that 8 megapixel ultra wide. And here are some of the camera samples that I have taken with this device. Regular outdoor shots actually come out nice. As you can see, this is a regular 1x. We also had a digital zoom 2x, and it comes out good. And some more sample shots that have come. Even in terms of colors, the color reproduction was decent. And this is the regular shot, and this was actually that ultra wide. One more example, this was the regular shot, and this was the ultra wide. And even human skin tones are produced well. As you can see, they have ample sharpness, and this was in the portrait mode. By default it zooms 2x in the portrait mode. This was the regular shot, and again this was in the portrait mode, but in portrait mode you can also go 1x. And regular shots, as you can see, come out good, but portrait mode, sometimes the skin tone looks a little bit dark. Might be a bug. Hopefully they fix it with the software update. These samples were taken in completely artificial light, and as you can see, in artificial lighting also did actually a pretty good job. And finally, these shots were taken in pretty dull and low lighting conditions. These were taken with the 16 megapixel front facing camera, and actually they came out decent. And these were with the portrait mode with the front facing camera. Recording this video with the front facing camera, and the maximum recording is at 1080p at which I have set it. The rear facing camera can shoot the video in 4K, so the sample that I'll shoot with the rear facing camera will be in 4K. Guys, as you can see, it's just around sunset, pretty gloomy, and I've set it to actually 4K, and I'm actually walking. So as you can see, at least in this preview, even though I'm just walking, it's actually pretty stable. Let me just move around to give you an idea, and it's actually pretty dull. Just sun has set and it's a pretty gloomy stuff, but at least in the preview it's looking nice. So guys, this is the iQOO Neo 7 Pro smartphone. What do you guys feel about this? And just now I came to know about the pricing of this smartphone, and I have to say I'm very impressed with the pricing. It's very, very aggressive, as they were teasing that the pricing will be below 35,000. So the retail pricing is 34,999. But if you involve those initial offers or something, you can get it for 32,000, as you can see with this screenshot. And for the price of that, 31,999 to be precise, this has to be one of the most powerful Android smartphones that you are getting as of now in India, and that makes it a very good deal. I would say the overall performance of the phone was also very good, and I feel even if you're sort of a gamer, then you will like this smartphone. And another thing I completely forgot, if you are pre-ordering this smartphone, I just got this info from iQOO, and if you pre-book up to July 14th, if you buy the phone regularly, you get 1 year of warranty. But if you buy it during this period, apart from the the special price, that is 3,000 rupees almost discount, you'll also get 1 year of additional warranty on this smartphone. So that's actually a very good move. But anyways guys, this is the iQOO Neo 7 Pro 5G smartphone. What do you guys feel about the same? Do let me know in the comment section below. And guys, if you're still not subscribed to this YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. This is Ranjit, and I hope to see you in my next video. Take care, guys.